We begin with this because we're learning new information about Jeffrey Epstein's final days. 3 more of his alleged victims are suing his estate. The lawsuits filed overnight indicate how Epstein and his associates allegedly used young women's financial worries to pull them into a web of sexual abuse.
And CBS News has confirmed the convicted sex offender filed a will in the U.S. Virgin Islands, where he owned a home just 2 days before his suicide in a New York City jail cell. First, on CBS This Morning, we're hearing from one of the attorneys involved in these new lawsuits. Mola Lenghi is following this story for us. Good morning, Mola. What are we learning?
Well, good morning, guys. The contents of these lawsuits are, well, frankly, they're a bit overwhelming. One even alleges that following his 2008 conviction on child prostitution charges in Florida, Epstein used his work release program as a front for more sexual abuse. Now, victims' attorneys tell us that this is not just about going after the multimillionaire's fortune, but getting justice for the women whose lives he allegedly ruined.
We want to hold the Epstein organization to account first. It's not primarily about money.
Stan Pottinger represents 20 Jeffrey Epstein accusers, including the 3 women who filed civil lawsuits overnight.
All of them are against the Epstein estate and various companies that he had as part of his scheme or syndicate or the organization that he had that helped him round up girls.
The lawsuit brought by Lisa Doe claims an Epstein associate hired Lisa, then 17, to teach a dance-based exercise class at Epstein's townhouse. In later interactions, Epstein allegedly solicited massages, used a sex toy on her forcibly, and ultimately demanded that she go to her dance studio and find other dancers. The lawsuit filed by Caitlin Doe alleges Epstein sexually abused her when she was 17 and coerced her to lose her virginity to him after she turned 18. It also claims Epstein forced her to marry an associate who wasn't a U.S. citizen so they could stay in the country to recruit more girls. And the lawsuit brought by Priscilla Doe, who was 20 when she first met Epstein, is the only one to name his purported ex-girlfriend turned business associate, Ghislaine Maxwell. Priscilla claims Maxwell taught her the proper way to sexually please Epstein while on a trip to his island in the Caribbean, and alleges Epstein at one point confiscated her passport so she couldn't leave the island voluntarily. Priscilla's lawsuit also mentions some of Epstein's powerful friends. She says she once met the Sultan of Dubai with Epstein, and on another occasion was forced to serve hors d'oeuvres at a private party Epstein had with director Woody Allen. All 3 lawsuits take aim at Epstein's fortune, which his will, filed 2 days before his death, reveals to be worth nearly $578 million. Epstein's brother Mark is the only listed heir. After Epstein's suicide, the criminal sex trafficking charges against him effectively died. But Pottinger says the pursuit of justice is very much alive.
But I think the government, while it has been taken off track briefly by this untimely death, I think that they're not giving up.
Now, we should mention that Ghislaine Maxwell is not charged with a crime and has denied recruiting women or any wrongdoing for Epstein in the past. Now, these new lawsuits come after Attorney General William Barr yesterday removed the acting director of the Bureau of Prisons amid mounting evidence of irregularities at the facility where Epstein was held before his apparent suicide. Tony.
Mola, highly disturbing details, to put it lightly, really, in these new allegations. At the same time, prosecutors here in New York have dropped criminal charges against Epstein or moved to do so. What does that mean going forward?
Well, even if those charges are dropped, prosecutors could also pursue Epstein's co-conspirators, the other alleged people who allegedly have done crimes. They could pursue them with criminal charges. Otherwise, these civil cases are really the main avenue for recourse for the victims, like this morning's lawsuit that was just filed. And again, that's amid multiple federal investigations that we're seeing unfold.
So the pursuit of justice continues.
It does.
Yeah. Death does not stop this case. It still goes on. Many, many questions. Good to see you, Mola.
Thanks, Mola.